A News 4 Tucson investigators report last week about a satellite TV installer has prompted action. Several viewers who saw our story came forward with similar stories.
And tonight, the Arizona Attorney General is looking into their complaints. News 4 Tucson investigator Matthew Schwartz has the latest.
He's a liar and a scam artist.
Deceptive, scheming.
You could just tell he was lying.
These women are among at least 7 homeowners who say they lost thousands of dollars to a satellite dish installer. They claim they paid Donnie Diaz for television sets and home theater systems he never delivered.
He's got the gift of gab. He takes advantage of good people.
Veronica and Kyle Todd have what looks like a sports bar in their Sahuarita home, but no thanks, they say, to Donnie Diaz. The Todds claim they paid Diaz $9,000 for 6 TVs for the entire house and a home theater system. At the time, Diaz was a third-party subcontractor for DirecTV. The Todds say only after months of hounding Diaz, he delivered 3 of the 6 TVs they paid for.
He had so many excuses from he was in California, he was traveling, the equipment was in storage, he didn't have a vehicle big enough to bring the equipment to us, lots of excuses.
The Todds took Diaz to court and were awarded almost $6,000, but say he hasn't paid them a cent. They're among the viewers who contacted us after seeing our story last week about Sylvia Sherry. Diaz was installing Dish Network at her home in Vail and told her he could get her a great deal on a 65-inch Samsung TV and a soundbar. She paid him $2,300 and got nothing. Mrs. Sherry also won a court judgment in March that Diaz didn't pay. When we told Dish Network about this, the company sent Mrs. Sherry a check for almost $2,700, the amount she paid Diaz plus court costs.
How much money did you pay Donnie Diaz?
Total was $45.80, I believe.
And what did you get for that?
Nothing.
Nora Stevens says she ordered a big screen TV and home entertainment system from Diaz for her Marana home. She says she decided not to waste more time and money by taking Diaz to court, aware that he hasn't paid other judgments. We couldn't find Diaz in Tucson last week, so we called him. He blamed Dish Network for not delivering Sylvia Sherry's TV and sound system, but a Dish spokesperson said the company doesn't sell TVs or home theaters, that Diaz was subcontracted by a third-party provider, and Dish doesn't use Diaz anymore. Diaz worked for Audiovisions out of Thatcher. Owner Larry Matthews told me after hearing about Mrs. Sherry's complaints 2 years ago, he fired Diaz.
Donnie, Matthew Schwartz from the News 4 Tucson investigators again. I have more complaints against you, 7 more, and I'd like to talk to you about that.
We called Diaz again for this report. He has not called back. The alleged victims want the Arizona Attorney General to charge Diaz with consumer fraud. A spokesman called Diaz's actions a very disturbing pattern. And he said, the AG's office is in the information gathering stage, and we encourage other alleged victims to contact us.
I want justice. If there's a possible way to get restitution, that'd be great, but I don't want him doing this to somebody else. Who knows how many people he's done it to that haven't reported it.
I think that he needs to be served justice, whether it be restitution or criminal charges. I think he needs to go to jail.
We're not sure if Donnie Diaz is still doing business in Tucson. Regardless, you should not buy a TV or home theater system from an installer who's selling them on the side. Buy them from a reputable store. And if you have a story you'd like us to investigate, email us at investigators@kvoa.com or call 955-4444. Investigating for you, Matthew Schwartz, News 4 Tucson.